My girlfriend once mocked me in front of her friends, saying, "You can't even afford half the things my ex used to buy me." I just smiled and said, "You're right." A week later, her ex was questioned by police for using a stolen laptop, mine. That's when she called me, crying, "Please tell me you didn't." I'm 29, and until about a month ago, I thought I was in a decent relationship with my girlfriend Tessa. We'd been together for about 14 months. Met through mutual friends at a birthday party, hit it off over shared tastes in music and food, started dating pretty quickly. Nothing crazy, just normal relationship progression. She had her place, I had mine, we'd alternate staying over on weekends. Tessa worked in retail management at some high-end boutique downtown. I worked in IT for a small company, doing network maintenance and security. Made decent money, nothing spectacular, but enough to live comfortably and save a little each month. Tessa always seemed fine with our lifestyle, casual dinners, movie nights, the occasional concert or day trip. Or so I thought. About 3 months ago, things started shifting. She'd make little comments here and there. My ex used to take me to this amazing restaurant every month. Oh, my ex got me a necklace just like that one, but nicer. My ex always made sure I had everything I wanted. At first, I brushed it off as harmless nostalgia. People mention their exes sometimes. No big deal. But it got worse. More frequent, more pointed, and always about money, about what he bought her, about the lifestyle he supposedly provided. I started feeling like I was in constant competition with this ghost from her past, this guy named Derek, who apparently was some kind of financial wizard or trust fund kid or something. The breaking point came 3 weeks ago. Tessa invited me to a get-together at her friend Monica's apartment. Just a casual Friday night thing. Drinks, snacks, maybe some board games. I showed up around 7:30 with a bottle of wine, ready to have a decent evening. There were about 8 people there, mostly Tessa's friends from work and college. I knew a couple of them, but not well. The night started fine. We were sitting around Monica's living room, talking, laughing. Then somehow the conversation turned to vacations and travel. Monica mentioned wanting to go to Greece next summer. Someone else talked about a trip to Iceland they'd taken last year. Then Tessa chimed in. "Oh my God, Derek took me to the Maldives for my birthday 2 years ago. It was insane. Private villa, infinity pool, spa treatments every day. Literally the best trip of my life." I felt my jaw tighten, but I stayed quiet. Let her have her moment. Then Monica, probably trying to be inclusive, asked me, "What about you guys? Any trips planned?" Before I could answer, Tessa laughed. Not a nice laugh. A dismissive, almost cruel laugh. She looked at her friends and said, "You can't even afford half the things my ex used to buy me." The room went silent. Everyone looked at me. I felt my face get hot, that prickly sensation of humiliation creeping up my neck. Tessa was still smiling, like she'd made a joke, but there was an edge to it, like she meant it. I didn't yell, didn't argue. I just smiled, looked at her and said, "You're right." Then I stood up, grabbed my jacket and left. Didn't say goodbye, didn't make a scene. Just walked out of Monica's apartment and drove home. Tessa texted me about an hour later. "Why did you leave?" That was so embarrassing. I didn't respond that night. I needed to think. Really think about what I wanted to do next. Update 1. The next morning, Saturday, Tessa called me around 10 a.m. I was sitting on my couch, drinking coffee, staring at my phone as it rang. I let it go to voicemail. She called again 5 minutes later. Again, I didn't answer. Finally, she texted, "Can we please talk? I'm sorry about last night. I was drinking and I didn't mean it like that." I texted back, "You meant it exactly like that." She called again. This time I picked up. "Hey," she said, her voice small. "I really am sorry. I was being stupid. Can we just forget it happened?" "No," I said calmly. "I don't think we can." "What does that mean?" It means I'm tired of hearing about Derek. I'm tired of feeling like I'm not good enough because I don't drop thousands of dollars on you every month. If that's what you want, go back to him. I don't want to go back to him. I want to be with you. Then why do you keep comparing me to him? Silence on her end, then, I don't know. I guess I miss that lifestyle sometimes. Is that so wrong? No. But it's wrong to make me feel like shit about it in front of your friends. You're right. I'm sorry. Can I come over? Can we talk in person? I hesitated. Part of me wanted to end it right there. But another part, the part that still cared about her despite everything, said, Fine. Come over. She showed up an hour later with coffee from my favorite place and a bag of pastries, peace offerings. We sat on my couch, and she apologized again, more genuinely this time. Said she'd been feeling insecure about money lately, that seeing her friends plan trips and buy nice things made her feel left behind, and she took it out on me. I wanted to believe her. I really did. So I accepted the apology. We agreed to move forward. But something had shifted in me. I couldn't unhear what she'd said. Couldn't unsee the look on her face when she mocked me in front of everyone. That afternoon, after Tessa left, I did something I'm not proud of. I went through her social media. I'd never done it before. I trusted her, or thought I did. But now I needed to know. Who was this Derek guy? What was their relationship really like? I found his profile pretty quickly. Derek Hamilton. Good-looking guy, I'll admit. Worked in finance, lots of photos of expensive dinners, exotic locations, designer clothes, and there, buried in photos from 2 years ago, were dozens of pictures of him and Tessa. Maldives, Paris, New York, all the places she'd mentioned. But here's what caught my attention. His most recent posts, from the last few months. Pictures of a high-end laptop, some new tech gadgets, a watch, and in the comments, people asking where he got them, him being vague. Got a good deal. Friend hooked me up. You know how it is. I recognized that laptop. It was the same model as one that had been reported stolen from my company's office 6 months ago. Same custom stickers, same configuration. I'd filed the report myself because I was in charge of inventory. My brain started connecting dots I didn't want to connect. Update 2, I spent the rest of that weekend doing research. Deep research. I pulled up the police report I'd filed for the stolen laptop. Serial number, specifications, everything documented. Then I went back through Derek's social media, screenshotting every post where the laptop appeared in the background or foreground. Monday morning, I called the detective who'd handled the theft case. His name was Martinez, a tired-sounding guy who'd told me 6 months ago that stolen electronics rarely got recovered unless they turned up at a pawn shop. Detective Martinez, this is about the stolen laptop I reported back in April. Case number 2024-47821. Yeah, I remember. What about it? I think I found it. I heard him sit up, papers rustling. You found it? Where? On someone's social media. I've got photos, timestamps, everything. I can send them over. Do that. Send everything to my email. If the serial number matches and we can confirm possession, we can follow up. I sent him the screenshots, the case file information, everything I had. Then I waited. Wednesday afternoon, Martinez called me back. We paid a visit to the individual in question, Derek Hamilton. He's claiming the laptop was a gift, but he can't provide any documentation. We're bringing him in for questioning. Serial number matches your report. We might need you to come identify it in person. My heart was racing. Yeah, of course. Whatever you need. We'll be in touch. That night, around 8 p.m., my phone rang. Tessa. Hey, I answered, trying to sound normal. Did you do something? Her voice was shaking. What are you talking about? Derek. The police questioned him today about some stolen laptop. He called me freaking out, saying someone reported him, saying he might get charged with possession of stolen property. I stayed quiet, letting her continue. Please tell me you didn't. She was crying now. Please tell me this isn't because of what I said at Monica's. Tessa, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't lie to me. Derek said it's a laptop from your company. Did you report him? Did you frame him? Frame him? I didn't frame anyone. A laptop was stolen from my office 6 months ago. I filed a police report. If Derek has that laptop, that's on him, not me. He said it was a gift. From who? Silence. Tessa, who gave Derek a stolen laptop? More silence. Then, quietly, I don't know. But I could hear it in her voice. She knew, or she suspected. Are you still seeing him? I asked. What? No. Then why does he have your number? Why is he calling you and not his lawyer? We're still friends. That's not a crime. No, but possession of stolen property is... She hung up on me. Update 3. The next day, Thursday, Detective Martinez called me again, asked me to come down to the station to formally identify the laptop. I took a half day off work and went in around 2 p.m. They had Derek in an interview room and the laptop laid out on a table in another room. Martinez walked me through it. Serial number matched. Custom stickers matched. It was definitely the laptop that had been stolen from my office. He's claiming it was a gift from an ex-girlfriend, Martinez said. Says she gave it to him a few months ago. Won't say who. I felt my stomach drop. An ex-girlfriend? Yeah, we're trying to verify his story, but if he can't provide contact information or proof, we're moving forward with charges. I went home feeling sick. Not because I felt bad for Derek. He had stolen property. Whether he stole it himself or received it didn't matter legally. But because I was starting to piece together a theory I didn't want to be true. That evening, Tessa showed up at my apartment unannounced. She looked awful. Red eyes, messy hair, no makeup. We need to talk, she said. I let her in. We sat on the couch, the same couch where she'd apologized just days earlier. Derek might go to jail, she said, voice hollow. They're saying he could be charged with felony possession. That's what happens when you have stolen property. He didn't steal it. Then who did? She looked at me, and I saw it. The guilt, the fear, the realization that she'd been caught. Tessa, where did Derek get that laptop? She started crying, hands covering her face. I gave it to him. My blood went cold. You gave him a laptop stolen from my office? I didn't know it was stolen, I thought. I found it in your apartment a few months ago in your closet. I thought it was an old one you weren't using. I was visiting Derek, trying to stay friends after we broke up, and he mentioned needing a laptop for work. So I took it and gave it to him. I didn't think it was a big deal. I stared at her, unable to process what I was hearing. You went into my closet, took a laptop that wasn't yours, and gave it to your ex-boyfriend without asking me? I thought you wouldn't mind. You have like 3 laptops. That laptop was stolen, Tessa. I was storing it as evidence. I was supposed to turn it over to the police when they asked for it. Her face went white. What? I found it at a pawn shop 2 months after it was stolen. Bought it back myself to return it to the company. I kept it at home because I was waiting on documentation for the insurance claim. You stole evidence from an active investigation and gave it to your ex-boyfriend. Oh my God, she whispered. Oh my God, what do I do? You tell the police the truth. You tell them you took it from my apartment without permission. You tell them Derek didn't know it was stolen. I can't. I'll get in trouble. You're already in trouble, Tessa. Derek's in trouble because of you. I'm in trouble because now it looks like I gave him stolen property. You need to come clean. She left my apartment without another word, just walked out, still crying. Final update. It's been 5 weeks since everything exploded. Tessa did eventually go to the police and confess that she'd taken the laptop from my apartment without permission. She was charged with theft and obstruction of justice. Derek's charges were dropped once her confession corroborated his story that it was a gift. Tessa and I are obviously done. She tried to call me a few times after her confession, apologizing, begging me to understand that she'd made a terrible mistake. I didn't pick up. Eventually, her calls stopped. Through mutual friends, I heard that she lost her job at the boutique. Apparently, the criminal charges made her employer uncomfortable, and they let her go during her probation period. She moved back in with her parents across the state. Derek, from what I understand, wants nothing to do with her. Can't say I blame him. She nearly cost him a felony conviction. As for me, I'm doing fine. My company got the laptop back, the insurance claim was processed, and I was cleared of any wrongdoing. Detective Martinez actually thanked me for helping solve a 6-month-old case. I've been thinking a lot about what happened, about how Tessa's obsession with money and status led her to betray me in ways I never saw coming, about how her need to impress her ex-boyfriend, to maintain some connection to that lifestyle she missed, made her steal from me without a second thought. I've also been thinking about that night at Monica's apartment. If Tessa hadn't mocked me in front of her friends, I never would have gone through her social media, never would have found Derek's posts, never would have connected the dots. Her cruelty ended up exposing her own crime. Someone asked me recently if I reported Derek out of revenge. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe part of me wanted to hurt her the way she hurt me. But mostly, I just wanted my property back. I wanted justice for something that had been stolen from me, and not just the laptop. Tessa taught me a valuable lesson. People who constantly compare you to their exes aren't over them. People who mock you for not spending enough money don't actually love you. They love what you can provide. And people who feel entitled to take what isn't theirs will eventually get caught. I'm not dating right now, taking time to heal, to rebuild my trust in people. But when I do start dating again, I'll know exactly what red flags to watch for. And I'll never ignore them just because I want to believe someone cares about me. Tessa's facing up to 2 years of probation and community service if she pleads guilty. Part of me feels bad for her. Part of me thinks she got exactly what she deserved. Mostly, I'm just glad it's over. Edit. People keep asking if I knew Tessa had taken the laptop when she gave it to Derek. I didn't. I'd assumed I misplaced it somewhere in my apartment, or that it was still in storage at my office. I have a lot of equipment lying around for work. It wasn't until Derek started posting photos of it that I realized it was missing and made the connection. Edit 2. For those wondering if I could have handled this differently, maybe. I could have confronted Tessa first when I saw the laptop on Derek's social media. But honestly, by that point, I was done. Done with the comparisons, done with feeling inadequate, done with being treated like a backup option to her ex. Reporting it to the police wasn't about revenge. It was about recovering stolen property. Everything else just happened.